Today we're taking a look at the whole Discraft Tour Series lineup. All 14 of them. It's kind of insane. We're going to do a very similar birdie or die style that I did with Silas Schultz for the latest MVP drop, where I try to birdie, throwing each of them off the tee. We have a 22-hole course, Diavolo, and instead of just being able to birdie with them off the tee, since there are 14 of them, if I birdie any of the par 4s or 5s, I'll count it as a birdie for any of the discs that I use on that hole. Because the goal is to not get through the whole course today. If I end up getting past 22 holes and I haven't birdied using every single one of these discs, that disc goes in the Hall of Shame. Got a little bit of wind, maybe you can hear behind me, but we're gonna get started before I start on hole number 1, playing the Colori della Bandiera layout, which I think just means colors of the flag in Italian. You play red, then white, then blue, then red, then white, then blue. Pretty fun layout, especially for a super varied tour series this year. But before we get on to hole number 1, I'm going to give each of them one throw so that you can see what they are. I'm going to try to get done before hole 20. If I can have birdie with all of them before hole 20, it counts. I'm also not going to be playing any of the cheater par 4s or 5s. I will be using my own normal putting putters to putt, and we're going to go in order of slowest to fastest, which means we're starting with the Paul Macbeth Luna. Very good feeling Luna. I had Evan Smith over the house for a whatnot that we did, and he really liked the feel of this one. It feels very good. I think this is titanium color shift, titanium swirl. It's supposed to be a pretty straight disc. We got a decent bit of headwind for these first shots. This doesn't feel like a super beefy Luna or a super straight Luna. It just kind of feels like what you want a Luna to be. It's a little more overstable than I gave credit, actually. Okay, that's cool. I mean, my first shot of the day didn't feel good, but not bad. Second up, in order of speed. Well, actually, it is this. Wait, I go in terms of speed and stability, so not that. Zone SS, Holland Hanley. Really sweet mold. Not always getting along with it. It's like 4, 4, -1, 1, -1, 2 or something. Gonna be good for some flick up forehands. It's got a touch of dome on it. It's not the flattest that I felt, but I really do like this plastic. It's really warm out today. And it feels great. Okay, I'm throwing nose up as we're getting started. A little bit of flip up, and I'm also aiming that way. We're gonna get that corrected, especially because next we're throwing a little beefier guy, Adam Hamma's zone. Really sweet looking zone, very typical looking and feeling zone. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be as overstable as his 2024 run, the Jawbreakers Z Swirl. I think this plastic is a little bit of an overstable plastic for these discs based on those first 2 throws. It's coming out of it in the headwind. I'm still getting my bearings. This is why we do this and then go to, maybe I should do this in a field next time, but this is all I got. Next, Austin Turner, Archer. This is very understable 5-speed, super flippy guy. I think it's like 5.5, 5.6, -3.1. Kind of like a Rollo with a little bead on it. If this somehow is my best shot so far, then we're in for a treat today. It was, but it's not ever gonna come out of that. And by not ever, I mean not ever. All right, solid shot. We got my boy, Ezra Robinson, Buzz SS. Flippy version of a Buzz. This feels like it's going to be a stable Buzz SS, similar to the Ledgestone run of Buzz SS, which I think was the same plastic. A color shift swirl, maybe not titanium swirl, but it was a stable Buzz SS. It was more overstable than the Ledgestone Buzz in this video that I put out earlier. But solid disc, I think this will be very similar to that one. A little bit of flip up and right. Okay, a little nose up. I think that's flippier than the other Buzz SS though. Not by a lot. But that was a bad throw, and it flipped more than I expected. Big brother of that guy, we got the Buzz, and I feel like we have a pretty good lineup of overall discs with this Tour Series bundle. I'm stoked for Holland that she chose to do the Zone SS this year. I was talking to her at Disc East instead of the Vulture, because the Vulture is a great disc, but no one throws it, and people love the Zone SS, so her checkbook's probably going to be happy with that one. Shout out for a solid finish. 3rd place for Holland this last weekend. Buzz from Chris Dickerson. Wonder foil, Wonder bread. Absolute beauty. I think this will be just a typical Buzz. Just super straight, as long as I can stop throwing it sky high. There we go. Yeah, okay, a little bit of beef on it, but just finishes so straight. Okay, that's exactly like straight on the line where I threw it. So that's money. Let's move into the fairways. And we're gonna start with the Missy Gannon Cicada. Also went away from the Thrasher, which I think is a great call. To the Cicada, I think it's a little more popular mold. Like, good call for her checkbook is what I'm saying. I think Thrasher's a great disc too, but I feel like she's throwing hard right now. So I don't know if she's even throwing the Thrasher that much. Probably more Captain's Thrasher. And hopefully some of the Cicada, which is a flippy 7-speed. See how it flies first rip. I'm like so close to throwing really good shots at these. That looks really nice. Got through some stuff at the end. Not as understable as I'm expecting. I do think this is an overstable plastic. for everything. Even that Buzz SS, I think I just thought it was going to be beefier. Next up though, Sagara from Anthony Varela. You saw him throwing this all over Champions Cup if you watched even some forehands through the woods. This is one of the discs he was throwing a lot. It's a modified overstable version of Cicada, and so it's kind of like a fast mid-range. That's how he throws it, so it should fly like the Buzz, just faster. A little more fade for sure, because it is a 7-speed, but it's a solid disc. We're gonna hold up for somebody playing the hole. Real quickly, I'll talk about the next discs in the order that we're gonna throw them in, but first is gonna be the Paige Pierce Passion. Ah, man, I'm moving my aim point to be better and it still sucked. This is an interesting disc. It's got a little nose bead on it. Pretty straight 8-speed. Next up, we have a Heat for Hannah Wynn. Shout out Hannah for being on tour team or elite team, whichever team gets one of these. Awesome player, cool style. Understable disc. This type of disc, like this specific Heat, says this is a more overstable plastic, it feels like, is going to be like what I love my Tour Series Sphinxes for. Myself, my last 2 years, it's an understable mold, but in a plastic that makes it a little more overstable, so it goes as far as distance drivers for most arm speeds, and just like has a ton of late turn if you throw pretty hard. So really excited to see how this flies through some woods today. The Halix is Ricky's Tour Series this year. It did not feel like a Halix when I first was unboxing it because it's a little higher shoulder. Every other Halix I felt has been a little flatter, but I've only felt 2 or 3 of them. So this is a very like Roman PD style disc, a little bit deeper and a pretty sharp bevel on the edge, pretty rounded over. So I'm intrigued to see how this flies. I think it's going to be a great control driver, not go nearly as far as these other distance guys, and we got 3 of them. We first have a Scorch for Valerie Mandujano, which is an 11-speed. Very similar wing to the Heat, where it's a little bit rounded over, convex on the bottom. Feels just like a faster Heat, or maybe the Heat is like a slower Scorch, but should fly very similar. Probably a little more overstable in general. They tend to be a little more overstable and goes a lot farther, but a lot of glide. Then we have the Luke Taylor Force. During my unboxing, I called this, unfortunately, the Coriolis Force because I thought it was a Force, and then I remembered that he's not on the team anymore. But Luke Taylor has the Force this year. It's a little flatter Force. Does not have an incredible amount of dome on it. Just flat, and I'm not sure how that's going to make it fly. I feel like it's going to be really good on a forehand, so I'm excited to throw it there. The backhand, I think it's going to be kind of just like a little bit longer Halix. I don't think it's going to be the farthest flying disc out here, especially because of what we have next. But I don't think it's going to be a crazy bomber 12-speed this year because of how flat it is, but I am very able to be proved wrong. And lastly, we have the bomber of the bunch, a Nuke. This Nuke from Ezra Aderhold is a perfect shape, I think. I think it's just going to be the farthest flying Nuke that maybe I've thrown. Very good feel, very wide, and has just a good amount of dome and a little bit of pop top, which you don't always get from a Nuke. So, what the heck are any shanks? Well, we've officially talked about all the discs and shanked most of them, so I think here on out we're going to be going to fields. That being said, hole 1, we will get started with the Luna. It's only 250, straight ahead. Perfect shot for a straight putter. Come on. Oh, it's a beefy Luna. Wow, that's a very beefy Luna. Kick off it. Oh, wow, that goes so far, too. Forgot Lunas are very glidey. A neutral disc, I thought on the line I threw it, would finish just at or a little left of the basket, and not fall out of it into a head right to left. So I imagine that's a Luna that like Paul and ABE are throwing in their Luna battles, and is going a million miles. Holy far, though. First putt of the day. Stay up. Beautiful. Even through one. You know, a silly, interesting thought I just had? I was like, wow, there's no Raptor. I was like, what happened to the Goosage Raptor? Is he not on the same team? He's on freaking MVP. Ay. Gotta get my head in the game. Hole 2, whites, 300 feet. Right there. Beauty for a turnover or for a forehand. Honestly, this is probably a great shot for the Luna with how overstable it is. I'm not gonna throw it again. Archer hyzer flip. I'm not in love with any of these on like a forehand at 300 feet. So I might try the Archer. Austin Turner Archer, left to right wind, throw it on hyzer, straight at the gap, and try to beat that leaning tree. Oh no, kick. Ish. I think I thought that was a Rolo, and it's not still. Stable plastic for an Archer, still very flippy disc, but I shorted that pretty big time. I got a long putt, but this might not be the start you're looking for to try to get through all of these in 20 holes. I've knocked it before. That was before I had Holland's glitched out face on it. Let's give it a bid. Oh, that might have been good with the regular zone, but I can't throw the zone SS on that Anheuser and expect it to just bite out at the chains the whole way. I'm beginning to believe that the problem was never the disc, it was always me. But that can't be true, so it's always the disc's fault, kids. It's always the disc's fault. But it's always your fault when you do something good. Just remember that. And we got a good chance to birdie using 2 of the discs because it is a 515-foot par 4. Throw out the gap, something stable that just gets left. And then up there, you can take this inside line on a big turning hyzer flip on a forehand. Try to get way up the fairway. And I really just like never take that line. And I don't know what is overcoming me right now, but I feel like throwing the nuke down that left side sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna do this resonator hold. I see the line. If I hit it right, I don't think I can eagle, but I can give myself a crazy easy birdie. That's the line. Oh, no way. It was not the line. It barely skimmed the left tree, but it got way down there. That was a little more overstable than I gave it credit. I've been throwing my forehand super nose up, so I'm sure not getting the nose down and hyzer really helped to keep that stable. I kissed this first tree as it was swaying, but if I got through this line, I was hoping to really turn it left. Probably needed to throw the scorch to do that, but I think I got probably 350 plus of easy distance, so I should have a relatively simple up and down. And I got plenty of approach this to do that. This actually is probably a perfect zone SS shot. Don't need to give it a ton of turn. Let's put it on the line. Oh, right up there. Still not my favorite disc, but it's gonna grow on me today. It does help that I'm a biased person. I got to hang out with Holland a little bit and play Maple Hill in 2.5 feet of snow when we got snowed into Disc East, and she's pretty sweet. So, all right, big putt. If I birdie, because of the rules, the nuke and the zone SS are golden. Yep. Let's go. Now, even though I've used the nuke and the zone SS to birdie, that doesn't mean I can't use them again. If the shot definitely calls for it, I'll probably throw them again. And since they're already birdied, I don't want those to be the last time that they're ever thrown, in case you're interested in a couple more shots at those. So every time something birdies, I might give it a second shot later down the line, or maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. That being said, this is a par 5, hole 4 red. It's only 554, and it's basically just a big sweeping hyzer. I've put it to like 150 feet before, if not closer. I don't think the 2 is like a regular play that you can go after. But really sweeping it around the corner, punching something on a deep hyzer, and then getting super left with something glidey, maybe a little flippy, could be the play. Got a lot of options for a shot like that. I'm not gonna try to get sneaky with anything. I mean, this is a par 4, so there is a world in which maybe it's just the score. It's a headwind. Maybe it's the force. I think nuke could be a good option, but force, just a lot of hyzer since it's so left. All right, I've been talking a lot. Time to slow down and execute. Get up. Oh, it skips so left. That being said, I'm still past the 200 tree. That's where you guys are set up. So I only got about 170, 180 feet in. Throwing something fast around the corner kind of feels like cheat mode a little. But now I got a slight little gap to hit with OB long. So I think the stability of the zone, a little anhyzer down the gap, works well. Beat it. Backside? Okay. Well, not what I meant to do, but we'll take it. Adam zone's a little sneaky here. Birdie. Let's go. 2 down through 4 holes and 4 discs saved because I changed the rules instead of just everything you throw off the tee because we got 14 discs to birdie with. Another great chance with the Luna. However, in thinking about this layout, I would love to play the blues on the next hole. So I might actually start on whites next time I play this. I might have to think through the layout because I think that's probably the best rotation. Because then this hole would be blue, hole 5, hole 16, which is the par 5 way through the woods, which is still par 5 from the Reds, which is pretty legit, but definitely the easiest eagle on the course. If you don't include these little kind of super aggressive pars, would be better. So I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's not like you need to know. It's more behind the scenes. And so I'm gonna shut up about it and throw a hole 5 and hopefully get a birdie with the Luna. Super sweet hole, only 230 feet. That flag is showing a tailwind and I'm feeling a headwind. Gotta love hills. While we're here, we'll throw the 3 mids as well. Buzz SS, Archer, and Buzz, because it's another great ace run hole. Just getting this one will be so sick. Archer. Wow, it's just not that flippy compared to other archers I've thrown. Wow, that's way more overstable. Not an overstable disc, very overstable archer. Buzz SS. Ooh, that's flippier than I expected too. Great shot though. That with the Buzz. Hook up. Oh. Come on, Heat. Come on. Oh my gosh, dude. All right, gotta go fast. He's got here. Oh, that was a sick putt. Let's go. Made it from the Heat too, off the band. That's a crazy birdie. Maybe I should try putting with camera in hand more often, or just thinking less. And thinking less, if I'm honest, is definitely the right answer. Cannot believe I got that birdie with the Luna. So Luna, Force, Zone SS, Zone, and Nuke are all safe through the first 5 holes. Next up, we got a beauty of a straight shot from the blue position on hole 6. Normally, I'm just throwing a straight putter, but it looks like we're gonna be toning down on one of these mid-ranges. Archer surprised me both times that I've thrown it. Even the first time, even though it turned all the way over in kind of the initial test flights of these guys, where it was like one of the only ones that didn't get shanked, it still like didn't burn over even as much as the Ledgestone Archer that I had, honestly from that same video as the Ledgestone Buzz SS, was. That Ledgestone Archer, flippier than this Archer. The Ledgestone Buzz SS, more overstable than this Buzz SS. So, interesting findings. Hole 6, 315 feet, straight headwind, straight down the hill. Maybe not straight headwind, you can see the flag, but feels like it from here. And because of that, we're going Buzz. The most overstable of the mids left. Oh baby, that was terrible. Rush that shot. Oh man. That was hole 7, red. 193 feet. This and the next are holes that I'd love to stop an ace run. This one does have pretty straight headwind. And even though this is the flippiest of the mids, Austin Turner is the ace guy, so gotta throw it on that. In honor of him, I'm gonna throw it down the left side gap that I've never seen until right now. Not bad, not good. Not exactly the second gap that I had envisioned, but I hit the first gap and I got a birdie look. It's not an ace though, so I know I didn't make Austin too proud, but that's okay. There's more chances. Got it. No, come on. The good news though, we got a headwind water hole now from the whites. I was gonna say I'll throw the Archer, but I legitimately could lose it if I throw that one, so it'll probably be a Buzz. It says it's a tailwind on the flag. We'll see, we'll see. It's the trick shot, it's the water hole. You gotta throw it for Austin. Drop. Stable. Oh my gosh. That one did make Austin turn around, I'll tell you that much. Got a long putt to finally get it into the this set of birdied pile, the safe zone. All right, getting out of hole 8. Birdie list from in the circle. Feels pretty bad. Not gonna lie to you though, the nerves of putting at the water into a headwind, something I gotta get over a little bit more. Shut the brain off even more than I'm talking about. Hole 9 here though, playing from the blues. 800-foot par 4, bomber of a tee shot, straight headwind. Like actually this time. Not even like kinda, but just like straight up straight headwind. Yep, that's crazy. The discs that needs to be saved are something like a Scorch or a Halix or a Sagara or a Heat. So I think of all those, it's gotta be Scorch. But a lot of hyzer, kind of just over that bushy tree is the play. And trust that it's gonna flip. Gotta hit it pretty hard. I can't think about it as a Scorch, I just need to visualize the line, not think about what could go wrong, and just chuck it. Whoa! Oh my gosh. And that's in the perfect spot. It took the most roller coaster of a way to get there, but it's there. All right, just in line with the 300 tree. Not the biggest bomb ever, but in that headwind, I am ecstatic. We need to say some mids, and the Dickerson Buzz looks like the perfect disc for this shot. Oh, that's money. Just sit down. No, don't fade. No, sit. Don't go so far. Oh, edge of circle. Let's go. Man, if I'm getting all the par fours, even if I'm missing some of the par threes like I've been the last 3, right back in it. Let's go. Cash. That's the focus I need. Come on. 2 more saved, Scorch and Buzz, meaning moving into hole 10, one of my favorite holes on the property. Let's recoup and talk about what I got left. Hole 10, one of my favorite looking holes ever, 300 feet, right behind that tree. Be extra cool if the tree somehow grew around it to like frame it up. But now we're getting into a crazy territory of wishful thinking. So far, discs that I have saved: Nuke, Zone SS, Force, Zone, Luna, Scorch, Buzz, meaning that left I have, wow, okay, Archer, Sagara, Buzz SS, Halix, Cicada, Passion, Heat. I need to be ripping some fairways and mids here on out. Let's get it. Honestly, on this hole, we're gonna get started with the Halix. Just give it a little bit of flex, smooth. Money. Okay, a little, wow, what's that kick? A little more right than I thought. Straight Halix. Not super straight, but for some reason in my head that was a beefier disc. No, dude. 280 feet up the hill here. Buzz SS or Archer are great options. I've thrown this Archer really good. But for some reason I think it's still too flippy, so I'm gonna hold off for another hole. The type of shot I like to throw on this one's slight hyzer right at it. And that's perfect for the Ezra Robinson Buzz SS. Maybe I should have thrown the Archer. It's up there, it's up there. Just for fun, I will throw the Archer and ace it, because why not? Wow, that's just so overstable for an Archer. What is that disc? That's crazy. I thought it threw it perfectly. If you like the feel of that, it's gonna fly just like your understable mitt. Like, to me, it flies like a somewhat flippy run up SS. I might be going crazy, but it feels like a very overstable Archer to me. Alrighty, about 35, 40 feet just outside the circle. Let's get back on the birdie train on these par threes. Never mind. All right, hole 12, blue. Par 4, meaning auto birdie. Next hole, par 3, meaning birdie. We're getting back on that train. Straight headwind here. Heat is what I'm thinking, because I like the way it flips up and rides the fairway. But this is a lot of headwind for Heat, even on how much hyzer I want to throw it on. Cicada, I think, is similar stability, but maybe a little beefier. It's tricky, man. I'm wondering if it should be the Buzz SS or Sagara. Ooh, Passion, actually. A little more stable than both of those, but still understable. Little hyzer right at the manhole cover. Let it stand up and be in the middle of the fairway. Yup. There's a reason people like Passions, man. They're just so straight. Don't skip, though. Okay, I still like it. Still a little passionate about it, but a little less now. Pretty money. This is kind of exactly where you want to be. 200 trees, maybe about 40 feet ahead of us. Got about 250 in. Long right of the basket's a little bit better than short. Don't have any crazy great approach discs. You know, AB throws a cigar well, but I feel like Halix is a little bit more of a forehander's disc to me. A little beefier. I'm just going to try to throw it down the road with enough height that it swings back towards the basket. Oh, I didn't do either. Skip forward. Roll to it. Big oof. All right, I've yet to throw the Sagara. Maybe it's about time on one of these par threes. 265 down tempo, like AB likes it. Put it on a touch of flex through the gap. Let's get us close. That's so cheeky and not great, but it's a look. 35 feet. This one I am going to make. Oh, dude. Oh, there we go. That'll work. That's what we're talking about. Hole 15, 280-foot turnover. This Ezra Buzz SS, I think, is the perfect disc for the shot. Oh, I turned that a little too much, but it's going to work out. Never mind, it's not going to work out. Oh, I got to put it on hyzer. 7 holes to go and only 6 discs. So the potential is still there, especially with hole 22 being a par 5. 16 is a par 5 from the Reds. And we're about to go and play it. Hopefully get an eagle and save 3 discs. My 20 hole prediction is still intact, but it's not gonna be easy. Hole 16, 615 foot par 5. Straight out this gap, moving pretty far left. And straight down another gap, the cicada. I think if I get it flipping right, it could be absolutely perfect. Try to throw an inside out hyzer flip, so something on enough hyzer that it flips to flat as it's still moving left and maybe even gets a drift. Oh no, not even close to the left enough. Good thing it's a par 5. I was going for a lot on that shot, and I needed a much swoopier hyzer. All right, basket is there somewhere. Honestly, there is a line. I'm gonna get aggressive. Because I can, because the buzz assess is not safe yet. If I hit this angle high with the right amount of turn, I think I can get all the way there. Come on, drift, 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 drift. Oh, that was so close. Oh, dude. Oh, I thought I drilled it. Double bad news for me, though. If I make this, I don't save a 3rd disc, which I could have because it's a par 5, but I putted the last one. Maybe that was a little bit of a mistake on my part, or maybe it was me conceding that I didn't think I should still be calling it a par 5. Now we got cicada and buzz assess in the safe zone. We got the Hallex, the Heat, the Passion, and the Cigarra, all left to be saved. It's a lot of wind today. It's enough to blame it for sure.
Yeah,
Hallex.
I'm gonna go with that.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. 285. Kind of threw it a little bit more at the ground than I wanted, but it popped the nose up nicely. And I got that beautiful little skip with the Hallex at the end. Actually, one of my better shots in that hole. I don't play the hole all that often because I've been playing the fusion layouts a lot, and you can skip this one. But it's a nice little keep yourself honest shot through the gap. I like it. I like it. I like it. Hole 18, 365 feet, straight ahead, right in there. Kind of go right behind that leaning tree, and you're in business. Heat definitely seems the best because I can throw it out and let it turn to the right. There is a tailwind, so actually these ones will probably be a little more overstable. Cigar could work on a flick if I was AB, but I'm not, so we're going heat. Oh, stay up. Kind of. Brutal. Hole 19, playing from the red. If you see under red, you can see it says par 4. But that's the hole. It's like 310 straight ahead. Although we're keeping 16 as a par 4 from the red, this one we definitely are not. Passion. We are running out of holes though. We have par 4 next and a par 5. So realistically, we have the chance to save 1 disc here, 2 discs on the next hole, 1 disc on 21, and 3 on the final hole. 7 total chances left for our 3 discs. Makes me feel pretty good. I think here we're gonna go Passion. Straightest out of all these, Cigar will have a little more hookup. Heat will have a little more flip. Passion, if I throw flat to slight hyzer down the middle, treating it like a mid-range, throwing it 310 feet, I think it'll work really well. Eagle, because it's par 4, remember? That's why you got the passion for the game, baby. Hole 20, white, 530 feet. Hit this initial gap where you can see that tree, and then hit the other gap that's in the middle of your screen, and then keep going straight, 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 and it's 530 feet right there. Heat and Cigar are the 2 that remain for me. I do think that Cigarra kind of thrown on a little Annie through this gap could really work to get far down. Heat thrown on a lot of hyzer down this gap could get a full flight, or I've even debated the idea of throwing a roller, using this kind of airspace to get down far and then cut down the hill. And because the Heat feels like it wants to roll, but not too fast. We got a tailwind, and it's par 4. I can get up and down from almost anywhere as long as I hit this initial gap. I'm gonna try the big roller. Come on, that's exactly what I had in my mind. I hit the tree in the middle of the fairway. Rolling down the hill, I hit the tree in the middle of the fairway. That is so rude. Just because the scorch feels really good, I want to see how far I can get with it. Purest shot I've ever thrown. Didn't get the full turn, but that's going to be a long putt for eagle. But first I got to get up and down from 260 feet instead of the 20 feet that I was obviously going to be. AB Cigarra, great feeling disc. Honestly, one of my favorite feeling cigars ever are these new Tour Series run. They feel like a perfect level of shoulder, exactly what they want to be. Have a little bit of overstability from arm speed. For AB, just be dead straight. Really, really solid run. They do feel flat enough to give good forehands, but I'm not crazy enough to do that. I think highs are underneath this leaning branch. Or you go through that gap and get super lucky and kick towards the basket and park it. Hey, disc golf is a game of luck sometimes. Oh, so close. I do want to see where that scorch got to, and if I can make a two from it. I've never, well, I actually have eagled this hole like for real, but it was from a throw-in from past the 200 tree. That scorch isn't insane. Oh, but it's on the path about 130 feet out. So solid shot. Let's make the two with the scorch, then the birdie with the Cigarra, and I'll give you my final thoughts on all these discs. Scorch. Scorch, scorch. Scorch, scorch, eagle. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I got a new classification system for how we're going to be talking about all the discs that we review. Maybe not all of them, but we're going to do par tier, birdie tier, eagle tier. Maybe there's a tier above eagle, maybe there's a tier below par. Most discs ever will be in between these three. That being said, all these discs are between par and eagle tier, in my opinion. And we're talking about specific discs, not molds, when we're talking about this, at least today. We'll start in order of speed and throw them into their respective tiers. Nuke, birdie. Force, par. You want pars. Pars are good, not as good as birdies. Scorch, because of the eagle, we're gonna put it in the eagle tier. Could be a stable driver in many people's bags, so that'll be in eagle tier. Hallux, straighter than I would expect it. I'm gonna put this one in par tier with the force. Heat, birdie. Passion, birdie. Cigarra, best feeling Cigarra I felt. Didn't really throw it as much as I would. It's not like my cup of tea, but for a Cigarra, this is an eagle tier Cigarra. Cicada, birdie, the Buzz SS, both of them birdies. Archer, I was gonna put eagle, but I think it's a birdie tier because it's not as flippy as I would have expected. The Zone, birdie. Zone SS, birdie. I normally would put these in par tier. I like the Zone SS though. They're pretty decent. I like the shoulder of it. It's definitely the most putter feeling Zone SS that I've felt, but I feel like that's what it should be. And then Luna, also birdie. So a couple in the par tier, most in the birdie tier, and a couple in the eagle tier. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. See you soon. That was intense. Bye.